Gloria al Señor. Dile a alguien ahí enseguida, para ser libre necesitas moverte en la verdad. Dile. Tell somebody next to you, to be free, you need to move in the truth. You need to move in the truth to be free. Todos aquí ya sabemos cómo se siente vivir en la mentira. All of us here know what it feels like to live in the lie, to live a lie. Yes? Dile a alguien ahí enseguida, tú quieres saber la verdad. Tell somebody next to you, you want to know the truth. You want to know the truth. Y vuelven a decir a alguien ahí otra vez, viniste en el día correcto. You came in the right day. Listen, Hannah. Listen. I don't care if after today you never come back. I don't care if after today you never come back. You're here today to hear this. A mí no me interesa si después de hoy usted ya no vuelve otra vez. Pero usted está aquí en el día correcto. Gordy debería estar aquí. Físicamente anda fatal, pero aquí está. Tuvieron un evento anoche ahí en Juárez y luego hoy está aquí y tiene ya un rato peleando una infección. Aleluya, pero es parte de su historia. Amén, pero Dios le va a hablar. Y es posible que yo no lo vuelva a ver a usted jamás, pero hoy Dios le va a hablar. So it's possible I may never see you again, but God is going to speak to you today. Amen. Diga, háblame Señor. Say with me, speak to me Lord. Hallelujah. We're going to be reading from John 18, verse 37 and 38. Vamos a leer Juan 18, versículo 37 y 38. Ahora, para mis hermanos de habla hispana, voy a leer, cuando yo lo lea en español, lo voy a leer de la Reina Valera del 1977. Normalmente leemos la más común, es la 60. Voy a usar la 77 por una razón específica que después le explico. John 18, 37 through 38 says, Pilate therefore said to him, Are you a king then? Jesus answered, You say rightly that I am a king. For this cause I was born, and for this cause I have come into the world, that I should bear witness to the truth. Everyone who is of the truth hears my voice. Pilate said to him, What is truth? I'm going to stop right there. Le dijo entonces Pilato, luego eres tú rey. Respondió Jesús, tú lo dices, yo soy rey. Yo para esto he nacido y para esto he venido al mundo, para dar testimonio a la verdad. Todo aquel que es de la verdad oye mi voz. Le dijo Pilato, ¿qué es verdad? One of the things that this exchange between Pilate and Jesus illustrates is what the typical battle of keeping the truth from men looks like. A battle that is still being fought today by evil spiritual forces in the minds of humanity to keep them blinded to the truth. Una de las cosas que ilustra este intercambio entre Pilato y Jesús es como se ve la batalla típica de mantener oculta la verdad de los hombres. Una batalla que fuerzas espirituales demoníacas todavía pelean hoy en las mentes de la humanidad para mantenerlos cegados a la verdad. Way before his encounter with Jesus, Pilate had already battled deeply with the question of truth without being able to find the answer. So his reaction to Jesus is not of a spontaneous nature. Pilate is not improvising. He's not speaking off the cuff. The question he posed to Jesus was more of a premeditated nature. So when he tells Jesus what is truth, it's something he had already thought about. It wasn't something he thought in that moment. Mucho antes de su encuentro con Jesús, Pilato ya había batallado profundamente con la pregunta de la verdad sin poder encontrar la respuesta. Así que su reacción a Jesús no es de naturaleza espontánea. Pilato no está improvisando. La pregunta que le presenta a Jesús es de naturaleza premeditada. No lo pensó en ese momento. Ya la había estado considerando. Quizás como muchos de ustedes, que es verdad. As a matter of fact, maybe like a lot of you have already considered and grappled with what is truth. Dile a alguien enseguida, lo que ves no es la realidad. Tell somebody next to you, what you see is not reality. What you see in this world is not reality, it's an appearance. Lo que usted ve en este mundo es una apariencia. Me voy a adelantar un poquito. La razón que usted batalla en este mundo es porque no ha aprendido y no se le enseñó a desconectar sus pensamientos y sus emociones de este mundo. Listen, I'm going to get a little bit ahead of myself, but the reason that you struggle and you have struggled in this world, independently of whatever experience life has thrown at you, but the reason that you struggle in this world, and sometimes maybe you have even wished not to be here any longer in this world, is because you have not learned and you have not been taught to disconnect your emotions and your thoughts from this world. So the reason that truth becomes a problem for man is because it does not come from, nor can it be found in our natural dimension. It cannot be found in religion. It cannot be found in educational institutions. You cannot find it in your culture, and you cannot find it in your family. Therefore, the thoughts that are constructed about truth is unnatural and alien to the real origin of truth. La razón que la verdad se convierte en un problema para el ser humano es porque no proviene ni se puede encontrar en nuestra dimensión natural. Escuche, acá usted no va a encontrar la verdad. ¿Está escuchando? Acá usted no va a encontrar la verdad. Me voy a volver a adelantar un poquito. La verdad tuvo que venir de fuera de este mundo. Truth had to come from outside of this world. And I'm going to get ahead of myself again. Listen, and nobody finds the truth. Nobody finds the truth. The truth has to find you. Y me voy a adelantar un poquito más otra vez. Nadie puede encontrar la verdad porque no está aquí. La verdad te tiene que encontrar a ti. Si tú estás sirviéndole a Dios, si tú estás en los caminos del Señor, es porque en un momento en tu vida la verdad te encontró. The only reason you're walking with God, the only reason you have any knowledge of God, the only reason you have seen God is because the truth found you. What could be happening is that you are not living in the truth. Lo que puede estar sucediendo, problemático en tu vida, caótico en tu vida, es que tú no estás viviendo en la verdad. Jesús dijo, yo he venido para que tengan vida y la tengan en abundancia. Jesus says, I have come so that you may have life and have it abundantly. If you're not living in that, si usted no está viviendo en eso, es porque no está viviendo en la verdad. It's because you're not living in the truth. And listen, I'm not talking about material possessions. I mean, look at our church. Escuchen, no le estoy hablando de posesiones materiales. O sea, miren nuestra iglesia, miren nuestro edificio. No se trata de esto, pero tenemos vida en abundancia. But we have life in abundance. Listen, I go to sleep every night in peace. Yo me voy a acostar todas las noches en paz. Porque me estoy moviendo en la verdad. Because I move in the truth. ¿No se ha cansado de vivir en la mentira? Are you not tired of living in the lie? Yes? O sea, ¿le gusta vivir en la mentira? Do you like to live in the lie? Listen, and I know you're familiar with it. You know what that feels like. It's not good. Y usted sabe lo que eso se siente, vivir en la mentira. No se siente bien. Pero por X razón, ahí nos mantenemos. Vuelve a decir a alguien enseguida, tú quieres saber la verdad. Tell somebody next to you again, you want to know the truth. Entonces la verdad no se puede encontrar en esta dimensión natural. No se encuentra en la religión, no se encuentra en las instituciones educativas, no se encuentra en la cultura y no se encuentra en la familia. Por lo tanto, los pensamientos que se construyen acerca de la verdad son antinaturales y extraños al verdadero origen de la verdad. Porque la verdad tiene un origen. Because truth has an origin. We can't construct it. It has an origin. Nosotros no podemos construir la verdad. Tiene un origen. Se te tiene que dar. The truth has to be given to you. You may have to ask yourself, so I wonder how many things I believe that are not true. Necesita preguntarse cuántas cosas creo que quizás no son verdad. Es importante, es posible. It's in this process of trying to define from this natural dimension what is truth that demons enter the minds of men to give them thoughts that lead them away from the truth. And this is what you're seeing in Pilate. Pilate is completely influenced by Roman mythology and Greek mythology, among other influences that he may have had. En este proceso de intentar definir de esta dimensión natural, ¿qué es verdad? Donde los demonios se introducen en las mentes de los hombres para darles pensamientos que los aleje de la verdad. Cuando Pilato está ante Jesús, él está completamente influenciado por la mitología romana y por la mitología griega. Él trae pensamientos para cuando está ahí delante de Jesús platicando con él. Pilate has thoughts as he stands before Jesus. He has thoughts. Él tiene pensamientos y los está usando, and he's using them. Pilate is a man who has been operated on by demonic forces, and from what we know through the scriptures, had to be bound. Listen, he had to be bound in his mind, so he would reject the truth, since he would be the demonic instrument that would send Jesus to the cross. If he changes his mind, Jesus doesn't go to the cross. He tried, but there was one thing that he could not do, is embrace the truth. He had been worked on, he had been operated on, probably for many years. And now he has the truth right in front of him, and he can't see it. Pilato es un hombre que ha sido operado por fuerzas demoníacas, y por lo que ahora sabemos a través de las escrituras, tuvo que ser atado en su mente para rechazar la verdad. ¿Has sentido eso alguna vez? Lo que es estar atado en su mente. Have you felt that before? Do you know what it feels like to be bound in your mind? Where you cannot change it. Even though people speak to you, even though people tell you the truth, you're bound in your mind because you are convinced of something else. ¿Sí saben lo que se siente estar atado en la mente? Que no puedes salir de esa manera de pensar. Aunque se le presente la verdad, batalla para verlo. Porque usted ya se ha convencido, escuche, de otra realidad. Pilato tenía que estar atado en su mente para rechazar la verdad, ya que él sería el instrumento demoníaco que enviaría a Jesús a la cruz. Si él cambia de opinión, si él abraza la verdad, si él se rinde a la verdad, Jesús no va a la cruz. Por lo tanto, él tuvo que ser preparado, él tuvo que ser desarrollado, él tuvo que ser formado de tal manera que cuando tuviera la verdad delante de él, la rechazara. ¿Me está oyendo? A demon was able to develop in Pilate a way of thinking that made him a skeptic of existence itself. Quantum physicists, for example, will say that we really don't know what reality is. And it may surprise you to hear from me that they're right, because they're trying to see it through the physical. Are you listening? They're trying to see it with their natural eyes. And the only conclusion, it's not, I'm not about to make a pejorative comment, but the only conclusion these so-called considered highly intelligent people is to say, we don't know what reality is. That's it. But they're right. And they will never find it through physics, through the material, through the natural dimension. They will not find reality. Can you say amen? One more time. Pilate's thinking made him a skeptic of existence itself. Please pay attention to the framing of his question, because this kind of expression can only come from demonic influence, since it rises up against God. Yes? I'm going to point out something to you. Un demonio logró desarrollar en Pilato una forma de pensar que lo convirtió en un escéptico de la existencia misma. Por favor, preste atención a la formulación de su pregunta, porque este tipo de expresión solo puede venir de una influencia demoníaca, ya que se levanta en contra de Dios. Y es lo que hace el enemigo. Cada pensamiento, escucha, que te aleja de Dios, hay un demonio detrás de ese pensamiento. Every thought that takes you further away from God, there is a demon behind that thought. If that thought does not get you closer to God, it's not the truth. Si ese pensamiento no te acerca más a Dios, no es la verdad. Y si no es la verdad, se trata del padre de las mentiras. And if it's not the truth, it has to do with the father of lies. Los científicos o físicos cuánticos dicen que la realidad no existe. Perdón, dicen que no sabemos o no se sabe lo que es la realidad. Y quizá les sorprende escuchar de mí que tienen razón. No saben lo que es la realidad, porque ellos están tratando de encontrarla por medio de la dimensión natural, por lo físico, por lo material, y nunca van a encontrar la realidad por ese medio. Así no. So this is what's happening. This is what's happening. Pilate, in asking the question, what is truth? He's doing this. Pilate is not challenging the truth. Listen, why would you ask what is truth if you don't know it? What are you challenging? What are you really challenging? He doesn't know it. And because of his state, he doesn't really care. He doesn't care what Jesus is saying. This is what Pilate is doing, and this is what's demonic. Pilate is challenging, listen, the idea of truth, or the concept of truth. I want to let that sink in a little bit. Pilate is challenging the idea of truth, the very idea of truth. He is challenging the concept itself of truth. He didn't ask, listen, he didn't ask, what is the truth? He asked, what is truth? Do you see it? That's different. That's totally different. And that's demonic. That's why it's demonic. Because when you challenge the idea of truth, you're literally saying or believing that it doesn't exist at all. Which means we may not even exist. Do you see out there? Look, you can go Google it. Go get on the internet. Right? Ask AI, what is reality? It'll try to give you some answers. But there are people out there that are literally questioning if all this is real, or we're just some sort of hologram, or we're an alternate reality that's being controlled by some aliens in some other planets far, far away. Right? And these intelligent beings, this is the only thing they could come up with. I'm not trying to insult you. Are you listening? Al hacer la pregunta, ¿qué es verdad? Pilato no está desafiando la verdad. Escuche. Pilato no está desafiando la verdad. Él no la sabe. Y no le importa lo que Jesús está diciendo. Pilato está desafiando la idea de verdad. Es completamente diferente. Por eso escogí la Valera del 77, porque todas las otras versiones en español dicen ¿qué es la verdad? Y lo que realmente se debió haber traducido es ¿qué es verdad? Cuando me hablas de verdad, ¿qué es eso? ¿De qué me estás hablando? ¿Me está escuchando? Eso es lo que está desafiando Pilato. ¿Qué es verdad? ¿Qué es esto de verdad que me estás diciendo? So this is what Pilate is challenging. Is this idea of truth. So when you say truth, what do you mean by that? What is that? It was almost like he was speaking some sort of foreign language to Pilate. Truth? What is that? What is that? I've never heard of that. That doesn't even sound familiar to me. The word truth, that phonetic sound, what is that? I've never heard of it. That's what he's doing. Do you understand? Eso es lo que está haciendo Pilato. ¿Qué es verdad? Escucho este sonido, verdad. Ese sonido fonético, no lo he escuchado. ¿Qué es este concepto de verdad que tú me estás hablando? La idea de verdad. Listen, when people talk to you, what do they get? What do they get when people talk to you? Cuando la gente habla contigo, ¿qué tiene la gente cuando tú platicas con ellos? Well, I'm genuine, Pastor. I'm truthful. What makes you genuine? What makes you truthful? Because you feel it? You were probably feeling different just 2 days ago. ¿Por qué? Porque lo siente. Yo soy genuino, pastor. Yo soy real. ¿Por qué? Porque lo siente. ¿Qué lo hace a usted genuino? ¿Qué lo hace a usted verdadero? ¿Por qué le debemos creer? Why should we believe you? Just as you say? Do you see what I'm saying? Porque usted lo dice. Just keep listening, keep following. Pilato entonces está desafiando la idea de verdad, el concepto de verdad. El profeta Isaías dijo: a lo bueno llamarán malo, a lo dulce amargo. ¿Sí? The prophet Isaiah said they're going to call the sweet bitter and the bitter sweet. They're going to call evil good and good evil. Have you seen how language is changing in society? ¿Ha visto cómo el lenguaje está cambiando en la sociedad? ¿Sí? Al grado que tú tienes que decir ahora: yo sé que me dijiste rojo, pero ¿qué quieres decir con eso? Ya tienes que preguntar. To the point where you say, I know you said red, but what do you mean by that? Because now you have to make sure. What am I, a man or a woman? What am I? A man or a woman? Are you sure? Don't freak out. Yeah, I'm a man. But you know what's happening today, right? I'm a woman. And nobody's questioning it. It's actually bad to question it. Listen. When the prophet Isaiah said they're going to call the bitter sweet and the sweet bitter, and they're going to call evil good and good evil, he wasn't just talking about switching terms. Switching terms. This is what the prophet was saying. It all means the same thing. Are you catching that? It all means the same thing. I'm a woman. It's the same thing. Even though you're seeing a man's body, I'm a woman. It's the same thing. I'm not replacing one for, it's the same thing. This is what's happening to language. So this is, okay, so this is what the prophet, let me take it a step further. So this is what the prophet Isaiah is prophesying. Meaning, meaning is going to be challenged for what it is. Meaning. Yes? So it's kind of like if Pilate would have said, what is meaning? I know you're telling me this, but what do you mean? Are you listening? Esto es lo que Pilato está diciendo. So, el profeta dijo: a lo dulce llamarán amargo, a lo amargo dulce, a lo bueno malo, a lo malo bueno. Y lo que el profeta está diciendo es, no es que van a cambiar una palabra por otra, sino que todo va a significar lo mismo. So, yo puedo estar yo tengo un cuerpo de hombre porque soy hombre, pero si digo que soy mujer, es lo mismo. Es lo mismo. ¿Está escuchando? Porque lo que se está manipulando es la idea del significado, de lo que algo significa. Y si puedo manipular el significado, y esto es lo que está pasando mucho hoy en día en el ser humano, están tratando de manipular la realidad. And this is what's happening a lot right now in humanity. They're trying to manipulate reality, at least the one that they think they see. Por lo menos la realidad que creen que están viendo. Esto es lo que está pasando con Pilato. This is exactly what's happening. This is what's going on with Pilate. The question was not, what is the truth? The question was, what is truth? What is this concept you're talking to me about? ¿Qué es este concepto de verdad que me estás hablando? Él no dijo que es la verdad. No estaba reconociendo que había una. Estaba cuestionando, desafiando qué es verdad. El concepto mismo de la verdad. When someone actually believes that the idea of truth doesn't exist, they lose the capacity to grasp meaning in anything they say and have no indication of what reality is. It's the capacity to be able to frame a question in such a way that demonstrates the person is disconnected from reality. I also believe, and I don't have the time to go into all the different examples, but I also believe that some of the traditional religious Christian language that we use is wrong, is limiting, and doesn't give witness to the truth. And I say this because a lot of churches have developed systems of doing things, ways of doing things in the church. And there's certain buzzwords that are used in churches to motivate you, to manipulate you, to get you to do things. I don't know if you're hearing me. It's happening. It happens. Churches have created a system. The reason there's so many Jehovah's Witnesses is because they have a system. And they push a lie. It's a demonic system of belief. But it's the system that's attractive. They get to dress up. They get to learn some things. And in that process, shut people down because most people don't understand their doctrines. And they like that. It's demonic. So once you develop a system, and listen, I'm going to say it one more time. It's also in the Christian churches. Let me say it this way. If you still have to be coerced, if you still have to be pressured, if you still have to be convinced, if you still have to be manipulated, you do not have the truth. So, la razón que muchas religiones tienen a muchos adeptos es porque han creado un sistema que es muy atractivo. We have tried to make Christianity so attractive. And we are now like the quantum physicists, creating reality or trying to define it. Pero escucha, si usted todavía tiene que ser coactivado, si usted todavía tiene que ser presionado, si usted todavía tiene que ser manipulado, si todavía se le tiene que convencer a usted, entonces usted no tiene la verdad. Porque cuando usted la tiene, nadie le tiene que decir nada. Usted sabe. Because when you have the truth, nobody needs to tell you anything. You have the truth. You have the truth. Let me move on. I'm going to try to hurry up. Entonces, cuando alguien cree que la idea de la verdad no existe, pierde la capacidad de captar el significado de cualquier cosa que diga y no tiene ninguna indicación de lo que es la realidad. Es esta capacidad de poder formular una pregunta de esta manera que demuestra que la persona está desconectada de la realidad por demonios. Le repito, nadie piensa de esta forma, decir ¿qué es verdad? Le vuelvo a repetir, no preguntó ¿qué es la verdad? Porque si dice ¿qué es la verdad?, reconoce que hay un aspecto de la verdad que sí existe. Pero con esta otra formulación, que es verdad, está negando su existencia. Punto. Está negando el concepto mismo de verdad. Y esa es una gran diferencia. If we don't have the truth, we will be easily impressed with what's presented in front of us as reality. The world's ideas of success, prosperity, well-being, beauty, art, and reward and recognition will become our goals. And what our image should be in this world. That's what we're going to embrace, because we don't have the truth. We think that this is reality. What we see in the world is reality. That is not reality. And listen, just because you feel it, it doesn't mean that it is. This is what happens when you don't have the truth. Do you know why you come against people? Even though they've done something wrong with you, something wrong against you. The Word of God says this: love your enemies. Yes or no? Is that the truth? Yes or no? The truth is that we are supposed to love our enemies. La palabra de Dios dice que debemos amar a nuestros enemigos. ¿Es la verdad, sí o no? ¿Lo hacemos? No mueva su cabeza. Do we love our enemies? I don't know if you're... Listen, this is more deep than what it sounds like on the surface. Right? Let me give you an example. Do you love your children? Yes? Would you do anything for them? And then when you see them, what do you feel? What do you feel when you see your children? What do you see when you see your baby? Aww. Okay, from now on, when you see your enemy, aww. Love your enemy. All right. Dice, ama a tus enemigos. It's not a metaphor. It's not symbolic language. And listen, love is an emotion. So you're supposed to feel love for your enemies. I don't like that truth. Debes sentir amor por tus enemigos. So decía ahorita Gaby, le pregunté, ¿qué sientes cuando ves a tu hijo? Mira, ahí viene allá atrás. Mírenlo todo, mírenlo todo. Ahí viene. ¿Le están haciendo a Aarón o al bebé? So de hoy en adelante, cuando vea a sus enemigos y lo vea venir, diga, oh. Dice, bendice a los que te difaman. Bendice a los que hablan mal de ti. Bendice a los que no te creen. Bendice a los que te traicionaron. Bendice a los que te han dado la espalda. Bendícelos. Esa es la verdad. Y escucha, y cuando tú hagas eso, vas a ser libre. Porque el elemento que está al centro de la verdad es que la verdad hace libre. Are you listening? When you start doing that, you will be free. Truly free. Indeed free. Because now you're moving in the truth. Si no tenemos la verdad, nos vamos a impresionar fácilmente con lo que se presenta frente a nosotros como realidad. Las ideas del mundo de éxito, prosperidad, bienestar, belleza, arte, recompensa y reconocimiento se van a convertir en nuestros objetivos y metas y en lo que debería ser nuestra imagen en este mundo. Escuche, es mucho más profundo cuando dice la palabra en Romanos 12, no te conformes a este mundo. It is way deeper. What Romans 12 says, do not conform yourself to this world. Ooh. Reality is not what you see or feel in the natural dimension. It's not everything that we as humans habitually or culturally do in the world. You can understand that reality is, you need to understand that reality is not static, but eternal if you have the truth. Static means it doesn't change. That reality doesn't change. But that's not reality. Reality is eternal. You could never see the whole of it. Yes? In other words, when you understand this, that reality is not static, you understand that what you're seeing is going to change. Listen, church, it's going to change. Things in this world are going to change. And I'm not talking about the apocalypse. I'm not talking about the end of the world. I'm not talking about tribulation. What I'm talking about is that the King is coming. That's what I'm talking about. He's coming. So this is going to change. It's not static. It's not fixed. This is not reality. La realidad no es lo que ves o sientes en la dimensión natural. No es todo lo que nosotros como humanos hacemos habitual o culturalmente en el mundo. La realidad no es estática, es eterna. Estática significa que está como fija, que nunca cambia y no se mueve. Y esa no es la realidad. La realidad es eterna. No vamos a poder ver el todo de la realidad. Y cuando le digo que esto va a cambiar, no le estoy hablando del apocalipsis, no le estoy hablando de la gran tribulación, no le estoy hablando del fin del mundo. Lo que estoy diciendo cuando digo esto va a cambiar es que el Rey viene otra vez. Eso es lo que le estoy diciendo. You need the truth because it's what underlies or brings forth reality. Reality cannot exist without the truth. Without the truth, you can only see appearances of what is believed to be reality. And this is what Satan operates in this world. Appearances. Necesita la verdad porque es el fundamento de lo que hace emerger la realidad. La realidad no puede existir sin la verdad. Sin la verdad solo puedes ver apariencias de lo que se cree que es la verdad, y es de lo que esto se encarga y opera Satanás en este mundo, en presentar apariencias. Escuchen, no deje que el traje lo engañe, no deje que la corbata lo distraiga. Esto no es nada. Yo no soy de este mundo. Listen, don't let the suit fool you. Don't let the tie distract you. This is nothing. I am not of this world. Do you understand? So paraphrased, Jesus, the truth. Say with me, Jesus, the truth. Tells Pilate, for this cause I was born, and for this cause I came from over there into this world, to bear witness to the truth that has its origin there, because it is not here. Do you understand? Me pasó algo curioso anoche. Let me say it in English first, because I was speaking in English. You all know we're speaking Spanish in heaven, right? Usted sabe que vamos a hablar español en el cielo, ¿verdad? But something interesting happened to me last night. So it was raining. I don't know if it rained in Juarez. ¿Llovió en Juarez? So it was raining, and then there was some thunder. Okay? And I literally believe that this was more spiritual. Where does thunder come from? Does it come from down here? I'm talking about when it's raining. So when it thunders, where is it coming from? It's coming from the sky, right? Let's say the sky. In other words, it's not happening down here. It originates, say originates, in the heavens or in the sky, right? And this is what happens, I kid you not. I'm going to say it like Jesus would say it. Verily, verily, I say unto you. I'm in the office last night, and it thunders. And when it thundered, I literally felt my desk and my chair move. I felt the vibration of the thunder. I kid you not. And when I felt that, God gave me this thought: from heaven all the way to your room. I don't know if that's speaking to anybody. Like I'm sitting in my office, in my room, and it thunders, and I feel the vibration of that thunder in my room. And in that moment, God speaks to me and says, from heaven all the way to your room. This is how truth finds you. Are you listening? So me pasó algo interesante ayer cuando estaba lloviendo y tronó. Y de pronto, cuando truena, en cuestión de un segundo o menos, siento la vibración ahí donde estoy en mi oficina y en mi silla. Siento que se mueve. Y cuando siento eso, me viene el pensamiento de Dios y me dice: desde el cielo hasta tu cuarto. ¡Wow! O sea, como si ese trueno, esa vibración me vino a buscar desde el cielo hasta mi cuarto, porque no se originan los truenos aquí abajo, se originan allá arriba en el cielo. ¿Está escuchando? Pero entonces siento la vibración en mi cuarto, ahí donde estoy sentado, en mi silla, en mi escritorio, siento el trueno. Y el Señor me habla y me dice: desde el cielo hasta tu cuarto. Así es como te busca la verdad. Necesito apurarme. Alguien está escuchando ahorita en línea y me acaba de mandar un mensaje. Como aquí no dicen amén, alguien me mandó un wow. Wow. Dios te bendiga, mi hijo. Keep listening, I'm not done. Le está hablando esta palabra. Is it speaking to you? Vuelve a decir a alguien enseguida: tú quieres saber la verdad. Tell somebody next to you again, you want to know the truth. You don't want to live a lie. You do not want to live a lie. Listen, sometimes hearing the truth is gonna hurt. If you can, that's fine. For somebody here, listen. Sometimes when you hear the truth, I'm not talking about, oh my God, I didn't know. No. I'm talking about something supernatural. That when you hear the truth, you could literally go into shock because you see yourself for the first time. Because you didn't even know yourself. And when the truth comes and tells you, look, you may even go into shock. but you want to know the truth. Do you understand? You don't want to be blind anymore. You want to know the truth, because the truth will set you free. Do you understand? Some of us don't even know ourselves. You know, some of us are 130. I don't want to point at nobody. How come you are looking this way? And we're still trying to find ourselves. We're still trying to discover ourselves. You know, we could be 60, 70 or more, and we're still asking, who am I? Who am I? Why am I in this world? Why was I sent? What am I supposed to be doing? Listen, Jesus said, and this is what we're supposed to say too. Jesus said, for this cause I was born. Para esto nací, dijo Jesús. Para esto he venido al mundo, para dar testimonio a la verdad, no de la verdad, a la verdad. Casi le dice, soy yo quien está hablando contigo, Pilato. La verdad no es algo, la verdad es alguien. Soy yo. Vine de allá, yo soy el origen. Vine al mundo y te estoy dando testimonio de... Si usted lee en el capítulo 19 de Juan, usted se da cuenta que cuando Pilato oyó que Jesús decía que él era el Hijo de Dios, le dio miedo. Quizás estaba escuchando la verdad por la primera vez. Tú quieres saber la verdad. I came over here into this world to bear witness to the truth that has its origin there, because it's not here. Truth doesn't have an origin here. So Jesús está diciendo, para esto nací, para esto vine de allá a este mundo, para dar testimonio a la verdad que tiene su origen allá, porque aquí no está. La verdad tuvo que venir de fuera de este mundo. The truth had to come from outside of this world. It's not here. I don't care how scientific you think you are. You won't find truth through physics, through experiments, through science. I'm not knocking science. They do things. I mean, look at what they did to you. Fine to us. Technology. But listen, this is not reality. This is not reality. You shouldn't worry that much when you lose your phone. You should worry more that you don't have the truth. Maybe. Do you understand? I'm about to finish. So the statement of truth from Jesus is to point out that He was born and came into the world from reality as a witness to the only true kingdom that exists over men, and that He is the King. Esta declaración verdadera de Jesús es para señalar que Él nació y vino al mundo desde la realidad como testigo del único reino verdadero que existe sobre los hombres, y que Él es el Rey. So the truth had to come from out of this world. It can't be found in our natural dimension. La verdad tuvo que venir de fuera de este mundo. No se puede encontrar en nuestra dimensión natural. Truth makes you free. Listen, truth makes you free from the appearances of this world. The truth calls you to disconnect your thoughts and emotions from this world. Who's the truth? Who's the truth? Who's the truth? It's a person. It's not a thought. It's not a philosophy. It's a person. It's Jesus. He's the truth. The truth, Jesus, calls you to disconnect your thoughts and emotions from this world. That's why you're suffering so much. Because you won't disconnect your thoughts and emotions from this world. I'm not saying you won't have them. As long as we're in this body, we're going to keep being human. What I'm saying, listen, what I'm saying is that the truth calls you to disconnect them from this world and the things of this world. You could get everything you would ever want in this world. Fame, riches, recognition, all the material objects that you would ever want. But if you don't have the truth, you will end up in hell. And that is reality. You have been called to disconnect your thoughts and emotions from the things that are done under the sun. Read the book of Ecclesiastes. So that all your spirit and person are connected to the reality of the King of heaven. Listen, your life in this world, first and foremost, is between you and God. Between you and the truth. I want you to think a little bit about this right now. That means that you really don't need anyone. I'm talking to codependent people. All you need is Jesus. All you need is the truth to be free. Before you can start being an impact in other people's lives, you need to be free. You need to be healed. You need to be strong. You need to be risen. You need to rise up before you can try to help anybody else. La verdad te hace libre de las apariencias de este mundo. La verdad te llama a desconectar tus pensamientos y emociones de este mundo, de las cosas que se hacen debajo del sol. Lea el libro de Eclesiastés para que todo su espíritu y persona estén conectadas a la realidad del Rey del Cielo. So then Jesus said, this is what he told Pilate too. Everyone who is of the truth hears my voice. This means that you are not connected or responding to the strength of an argument that convinces you intellectually that this or that is reality. This means that you have abandoned trying to feel the truth and reality. This means that a long time ago, you disconnected yourself from the beliefs your culture and its religion has taught you. This means that you have indeed been set free by the truth, because it came to find you. Jesús dijo, todo el que es de la verdad oye mi voz. Quiero que capte esta declaración. Todo el que es de la verdad oye mi voz. Y Jesús dijo, yo no soy de este mundo. La verdad tuvo que venir de afuera. Pero si usted escucha y es de la verdad, usted oye la voz del que es la verdad. Significando que usted tiene que escuchar la voz de Dios fuera de aquí. Esto significa que no estás conectado o respondiendo a la fuerza de un argumento que te convence intelectualmente de que esto o aquello es la realidad. Esto significa que has abandonado tratar de sentir la verdad y la realidad. Esto significa que hace mucho tiempo te desconectaste de las creencias de tu cultura y de tu religión, y incluyo otra vez a la familia. Esto significa que verdaderamente has sido hecho libre por la verdad que te vino a encontrar. You have seen the truth. Christ is returning soon, and as Christ's church, we must take a real and immutable stance for the truth. Cristo regresará pronto, y como la iglesia de Cristo debemos tomar una postura real e incambiante por la verdad. Escuchen, no comprometa la verdad. Don't compromise the truth. Even if people are going to attack you, aunque la gente lo ataque, no comprometa la verdad. Hable la verdad, diga la verdad. No hable de aquí, hable de allá. Don't speak from here. You need to speak from over there. We should stand before the world as God's people that have been set free from this world and tell it who the truth is and what reality is. That Jesus is the truth, and He is the King of the kingdom of heaven, and He is coming to take control over the world. So they need to repent, be sanctified, and get ready for the return of the King. Debemos presentarnos ante el mundo como el pueblo de Dios que ha sido hecho libre de este mundo y decirle quién es la verdad y qué es la realidad. Que Jesús es la verdad y Él es el Rey del reino de los cielos, y Él viene a tomar el control del mundo, por lo que necesitan arrepentirse, ser santificados y prepararse para el regreso del Rey. We are a people that have a living relationship with the truth. We have a relationship with the truth, and that's Jesus. We don't move in metaphors or symbolic language and symbolic meaning. Our eyes have seen the truth, and we speak seated in heavenly places with Christ, because the Lord has revealed Himself to us. Somos un pueblo que tiene una relación viviente con la verdad. No nos movemos en metáforas, lenguaje simbólico, ni en significado simbólico. Nuestros ojos han visto la verdad y la hablamos sentados en los lugares celestiales con Cristo, porque el Señor se ha manifestado a nosotros. What is truth? Jesus is the truth. ¿Qué es verdad? Jesús es la verdad. The truth said, you cannot do anything without me. La verdad dijo, tú no puedes hacer nada sin mí. ¿Que no? Jesús dijo, sin mí nada podéis hacer. Jesus says, without me you cannot do anything. Go ahead, try. Try, see how miserable you're going to be. Inténtelo y se va a dar cuenta lo miserable que se va a sentir. The truth is a person. La verdad es una persona, y su nombre es Jesús, and His name is Jesus. So move in the truth and do what you're supposed to be doing. Muévase en la verdad y haga lo que debe estar haciendo todos los días. Every day. Every day. Not just one time. Every day. No solamente una vez, cada día. Y cuando usted se empiece a mover en la verdad, usted va a sentir una libertad que quizás hasta ahora no ha sentido. And when you start moving in the truth, you're going to start feeling a freedom that perhaps you have not felt. So what stops you from totally surrendering to Christ, you have some thoughts that keep you away from the truth. So, ¿qué es lo que te detiene de que te rindas completamente a Jesús? Que tienes unos pensamientos, que tienes unos sentimientos que no te permiten que te rindas completamente a Cristo. That's it. Una de las primeras cosas que yo le digo a gente que le doy consejería es: lo primero que usted tiene que hacer es tomar control de sus pensamientos. The first thing I tell people that we give counseling to is, the first thing you have to do right now is take control of your thought life. Take control of your thoughts. Don't let thoughts just happen. Challenge them. Why am I thinking this? No se permita pensar de cierta forma. Si piensa de cierta forma, especialmente lo oprimen, pregúntese: ¿por qué pienso esto? Desafíe los pensamientos. No simplemente le permita que sucedan. Tú quieres saber la verdad. You want to know the truth. Póngase de pie. Aleluya. So one of the things God is telling you today, is telling us today, is this: stop avoiding the truth. Una de las cosas que Dios nos está hablando hoy en este día es: ya para de estar evitando la verdad. Ya para de correr de la verdad. Stop running from the truth. Because it's looking for you. And it wants to set you free. Porque te está buscando y te quiere hacer libre. Por eso estás aquí hoy. That's why you're here today. This is not a coincidence. Esto no es casualidad. Dios te trajo para decirte esto hoy. Escucha, yo sé que tú viniste aquí hoy, pero Él te trajo y luego te está hablando esto. La verdad te está buscando. Escucha, la verdad no te está desechando, la verdad no te está rechazando, la verdad no te está abandonando, la verdad te sigue buscando. Porque tú todavía no terminas. Truth is not rejecting you. Truth is not forsaking you. Truth is not abandoning you. Truth is still looking for you. Because you're not done. But you need to surrender to it. Pero necesitas rendirte completamente a la verdad. Antes de irnos, yo le invito a hacer una cosa. Dame unos segundos. Just give me a few seconds. God spoke to you, and it's possible He's speaking to you even right now as you stand there. Si Dios te habló, y es muy posible que ahorita ya te sigue hablando mientras estás ahí de pie. Y Él te habló hoy. Y hoy es tu tiempo, hoy es tu día. Dile a alguien enseguida, hoy es tu día. Tell somebody next to you, this is your day. This is it. This is it. Este es el día. This is your day. I believe God spoke to everyone in a different way. To some maybe stronger than others. Yo creo que Dios nos habló a todos aquí hoy, quizás algunos más fuertes que otros. Pero si usted puede decir en este día, a mí me está hablando y yo sé que hay cambios que yo necesito hacer. But if you can say, I know God spoke to me and I know that there's changes that I need to make. I've been living a lie. I have not been walking in the truth. Yo he estado viviendo una mentira, he estado corriendo de la verdad y Dios me ha hablado hoy. And listen, you cannot worry about what people may think about you. Be truthful to yourself. Respond to Jesus. Sea verdadero con usted mismo y responda al Señor. Pero si Dios le habló hoy, de la forma que le haya hablado, usted lo sintió, usted sabe que era para usted, yo le voy a invitar una vez más que usted venga a este altar.